Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at Freeplay's new Insights feature. Before we step through the mechanics of how the feature works, I want to just take a step back and talk a little bit about why we built this feature in the first place. So, as we saw our customers, agents, and features getting more and more complex, we noticed this overwhelm where basically there became so many different unique ways in which the agent could fail or underperform, right? That people started to get overwhelmed and it started to become increasingly unclear to them what they should actually be working on to have the biggest impact to go improve their agent. So that's kind of the problem that we wanted to try and solve here. Is we want it to be true that when you come into Freeplay, you quickly know what is the next most important thing that you should be spending your time working on to go improve your agent. For a long time, we've had support for a variety of evaluators, right? And allow you to basically get all these metrics about how your system is performing in production. And that's important, but they don't always get you all the way to that kind of final end state you want to get to, which is understanding what should you go work on next. So this is why we built our Insights feature. The way that our Insights feature works, there's more detail in the blog post, so I won't go into too much detail, but basically the Insights agent looks across all of your data that you have coming into production, whether that be data that's been human reviewed and annotated, or whether it be data that has had auto evals running on it, and it basically sifts through all of that and tries to extract and pull out the common themes and root causes and issues that are going on in your system. So you'll see in our new project home, that's the first place that you'll see all the most recent insights pop up, and you can click through to view more of these insights. When you land on this insights page, I'm going to narrow down. Let's say I wanted to focus on specifically the retrieval component of my agent today. I can see all the insights that are associated with the retrieval component of my agent. Looking at this, I see one of the ones that would happen to originate in this case from my answer faithfulness eval is basically telling me that the assistant is asserting product features or integrations or operational behaviors that are not fully supported by the sources, right? And I can read the description and understand more clearly what exactly is going on here. And basically it's as people ask these more nuanced questions, we're retrieving some documentation, but maybe it's high level and the agent is inferring a lot, right? So we want to kind of get on top of this and try and figure out what do we go do about it now. So there's a bunch of ways from here that we now make this insight actionable. There's a couple things I can do from here. I can grab these records and I can open them in the prompt editor. So if I wanted to try and prompt my way through a fix here, I could open this in the editor. I can make some changes to my prompt and I can rerun all these examples across that new version of my prompt and try and see if I can prompt my way out of that issue. Or maybe I want to add these to a data set so I can fuel some offline testing later. I could add these to a data set, or I could flag them for further human review by adding them to a review queue. We've also built some of these more automated actions that sit on top of these insights. So for example, one of the things I might want to do is basically take this insight, because this insight is effectively a description of a problem, and I want to go now have the agent actually optimize and test a prompt out that tries to address this specific issue. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to click this optimize button, and what's going to happen behind the scenes is the agent is now going to take all of these examples. It's going to look example by example, understand, it's going to take the insight itself, and it's going to suggest a plan for how we want to optimize the prompt to address this specific issue. So now the agent has come back, and it's come back with a plan, a proposal for how it wants to optimize the prompt based on all the underlying insight and the associated records. I can review that plan. I could make any changes to the plan that I want here if I have some tweaks that I want to kind of manually input. And then I can go forward with the optimization and pick how I want the ultimate optimization to be validated. So what that's going to do now, the plan is going to get passed forward to a specialized agent that does the actual prompt optimization, and it's going to propose a new version for us based on that plan that was generated from the insight. And we can view the optimized diff. So this is going to show us the diff of the changes that were made for this new proposed prompt version that's trying to address that insight. And from here, I can just click out and view the test results, which these are still going to be running, but it's going to ultimately give me a side-by-side of the previous prompt version and the new one, so I can try and figure out if I've actually improved this problem. So this gives you a sense of how our new insights feature helps you expose new issues, correlate those issues, and then ultimately help kind of close the loop and actually address those issues. So excited for you all to try it out.